So after PC comes in exactly as the market is expecting, the stage is set for an epic Friday. And we got some news last night that is going to be pretty exciting. So first of all, GDP coming in kind of okay the previous day, but then PCE coming in right where we want it to come in. 2.4 exactly and 2.8. However, what news was I referring to, guys? And that is the government has passed the spending bill. So the stopgap measure pushes the due date back to 8th and the 22nd of March. Standard kicking down the road for the government. But what does that mean for Friday? What does that mean for today? What does it mean for your portfolio? If you're bullish, you're bearish? Well, we're going to be talking about the levels today that we need to watch out for the Friday close. That's going to be the most important. Based on the assumption of what happened last night, I expect futures to be green on open today. Make sure you guys check that out to see where they're at. We're going to be talking about levels for them as well. So, as always, if you guys would not mind hitting the subscribe button, make sure bell notifications are on. And while you're down there hitting the like button, it really helps the channel out. Lets us know you enjoy the content and how we can improve. So throw in the comment section below. Well, with that, guys, we can see that futures has been basically just a straight line up as of the time of recording this video. We can see that PC had a nice spike, but really the goose was given up. Almost the entire move got retraced. However, we just kind of just slowly churned up as the night kept going on. And basically China open, we had the news come out of China for services PPI. That came in a little hotter, so that's good for China. That means the economy is not slowing as much, so kind of pulling into that bull narrative. However, we didn't really get the explosion until we got this. So let's jump back over to S&P, because all of you trade the S&P, so that's where you want to know. What is the bloody S&P going to be doing, and how we can profit off of it? So first of all, let's recap what happened during the week. So 503.50, we didn't even get to it. So the S&P even hasn't tested the rotationary low. It's just been 1, 2, 3, 4 days and 5 essentially of sideways. So we closed kind of in the middle range of the week, kind of a very narrow contraction of the week as we see here at the closing candle. So we could be due for an expansion on Friday, massive expansion, especially with the spending bill, how it's setting up, or we could just break down below 503.50. So that's going to be the line in the sand for today. Do we close anywhere close to 503.50? That would basically signify the possibility for rotation down lower. It would be a weekly inside candle. It would not be a breakout on the week. So if we jump back to the weekly candle, as we can see here, the red line is the breakout territory. So we have not crossed it essentially this week, so we have to see. NASDAQ actually was a little more interesting. So NASDAQ actually had a failed breakdown, but it's similar to S&P. It has not broken out. So the real thing is going to be, do we close above 440.59 tomorrow at the NASDAQ? And do we close back above 510.13? Do we basically even breach those levels? That's another thing. So all these things are going to play into what we're going to be talking about in the weekend deep dive. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel so you can have that. When we come out usually on Sunday with it, so we cover all the levels that we're going to be looking for the week. That's how we got these levels, and as always, it'll be linked down in the description below if you guys missed that, so you can catch a little more detail, because I'm not going to go over all the nuance of that in this video. However, you can check that, and it will be also posted at the end of this video. So S&P. Really, I expect the 510 rotation. That's what I'm expecting, especially with the news and how the market's reacting. It just went straight up. On top of it, I had a short position, so full transparency, I gave back the money I made on the scalp for the CPI. So, take some, lose some, you don't win every trade. And as we can see here, Russell actually tried to break out today. So this really means a lot of momentum in the market. The Russell is rotating, so this could definitely be sector rotation. However, there is another thing we got to throw into this monkey wrench, and this is why I say the stage is set. And that is none other than New York Community Bank reports $2.4 billion more in losses as CEO resigned. So it's like, sorry guys, we misplaced $2.4 billion. Oops, our bad. And as we can see here, the stock price in after hours trading, and make sure you guys take a look at it before the market opens, was down to $3.75 at the time of recording this video, low of $3.60. And remember, the low that they had previously was $3.50. So they nearly came within 10 cents of the low. This could be very bad. You could have abandoned ship, and that's why I'm saying the stage is set. This is why we have to know these levels on the S&P, on the NASDAQ to know, is NYCB going to be the thing that dominates the news cycle tomorrow? Is it going to be the NASDAQ breaking to new all-time highs? Is it going to be the S&P breaking to new all-time highs? Is it going to be the government funding bill? All these things we have to pay attention to. And as we can see here, RSP actually broke to a new all-time high, I believe. If we jump over to the monthly view, no, it is not a new all-time high. However, it is tackling a higher 52-week high. So that definitely puts the ball in the court of the bulls. The bulls have shown a better rotation. However, I do have some things that I have concern over. And we've been talking about Apple. Apple today, massive selling volume. They haven't broken the chart, but they definitely have the potential. So however, the bears were attacking Apple pretty heavily today, closing lower than you opened, closing below the previous candle, and you basically created an equalized low previously. So unless Apple starts busting up higher in after hours trading and the broader market pushes up, then we got some more concern that Apple could be breaking down. The other stocks like Microsoft, Netflix, all showing good signs. Amazon, even Google after its massive drop is still showing some life. Meta heading higher, just doing its thing, not really paying attention to. Nvidia up massively. AMD was up huge today. So they already had earnings, so it's not catalyzed by earnings, but massive move up on them. So probably some price target adjustments or something. So make sure you guys check out what news actually caused that. And will it continue? That's the next thing. So chips were leading. So the expectation is the NASDAQ breaks above 440.59 tomorrow. However, Bitcoin as of now is a little in the contraction territory. And why am I talking about Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is the risk on, risk off asset. So if risk on mentality has been on, but the market hasn't really moved, what could that signify? Well, if we look at the fear and greed, we're extremely greedy. So again, could we be heading for a pullback? Maybe. Treasury yields and the reverse repo were something we wanted to talk about today. 503 making a new low, essentially that recent, right? So they peaked up to 560, 570, and now we're back down where we were previously. So are we going to usually get those lows on a Friday? And it could be very interesting there. Treasury yields at the time of recording this video are stagnant. They're not really going, but they are green. So they are green. They're stagnating a little bit. So we have to see the 2-year trying to break back above that 200 days. So that could be bearish for the market, especially if NYCB ignites banking fear. So let's just quickly run through the banking stocks and see. JP Morgan, massive run, could possibly pull back. Bank of America, consolidation run, not too bad. Citi, flat, fighting for that 200. So that's going to be very important. We already lost it once. We don't want to lose it again. Wells Fargo, just boomtown, higher, and higher. And is that actually? No, not all-time highs, but getting very close to it. JP Morgan, I believe, is at all-time highs, yes. So JP Morgan just continues to have blue sky breakout, but some of these smaller banks like Morgan Stanley, USB, they're not doing too hot. As we can see here with Visa, payment processors are doing okay, having a red day today. But it's going to be pretty interesting to see how everything plays out. Again, recapping for all of you guys, S&P breakout territory 510.13. Do not close below 503.50. That would signify weakening in the market. And the NASDAQ 440.59 is the line in the sand for the breakout. And then do not come back below 434.98, solidifying that weekly breakdown. So you guys got the levels. I definitely would also be looking at Apple because, well, Apple could have the potential, right? We really want to see Apple back above that 183.90 level before we really get full on bullish in the market. And as we can see here, HSI basically looking like it's kind of pulling back to the uptrend and could be rotating higher. Are we sending a broader market rally through the week for next week? And let's just quickly sneak peek what is going to be for next week. So taking a look at this, Tuesday, nothing much, ISM manufacturing. Wednesday, we have Powell testifying. This is kind of what we talked about. Powell testifies to Congress, so for 2 days. So again, everyone's going to be glued to his words, but we're going to see what happens with that. Jolt, and again, it's the beginning of the month. So Jolt job openings and ADP non-farm payrolls on Wednesday, initial jobless claims, and Powell talking again on Thursday, and then Williams as well on Friday. But we get the non-farm payrolls. They do not have expectations yet, so nothing too big. Catalyst payrolls are kind of loosening in their effect. So we're going to make sure you guys are up to date for that. We'll probably have some expectations maybe by the weekend on Sunday, and kind of took our thunder out for the government spending bill. We thought we were going to be going down to the wire, but the politicians love kicking the can down the road. Throw it down in the comment section below how you think NYCB is going to affect the market today. Curious to see your thoughts about that. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day and happy trading as well. And happy weekend to all of you if I don't see you in the weekend deep dive. But make sure you guys check it out. It's really, really fun. Or drop by the stream tonight. We're on live on Rumble tonight. So see you there and come hang out with us.